Every society operates on promises it rarely sees being fulfilled, a quiet understanding that the rules will hold tomorrow as they do today. Money, contracts, and credit exist not because of law alone, but because people trust one another enough to act as if the future is predictable. That trust, though invisible, is the true currency of any financial system. When it shifts, the consequences ripple far beyond balance sheets. The change never begins with panic. It starts in small gestures: households keeping less cash, investors preferring liquidity over long-term growth, corporations delaying projects that once seemed inevitable. People stop planning decades ahead and start thinking in months. The system still functions, transactions still clear, and the machinery of finance hums as if nothing has changed. But beneath the surface, the rules of engagement are quietly transforming. Institutions respond the only way they know: assurances, guarantees, interventions. Yet when belief has eroded, every promise carries weight instead of comfort. Those who are closest to power and capital gain flexibility. Those who are distant absorb risk without consent. Trust becomes uneven, legitimacy begins to weaken, and money, once a shared measure of value, becomes a tool of survival rather than growth. History repeats this quietly. Empires, currencies, and markets rarely collapse because resources vanish. They collapse because faith slowly stops being rewarded. When speculation is protected and discipline punished, when stability relies on constant intervention, the foundation of trust fractures. By the time chaos becomes visible in the streets or markets, the real shift has already occurred. The system no longer works because it cannot, it exists only in form, not in belief. In these moments, the balance of power shifts silently. Those with foresight and access consolidate flexibility, while the majority adjust defensively, focusing on safety over ambition, liquidity over vision. Growth becomes fragile, investment cautious, and hope measured in months rather than decades. Collapse does not roar, it whispers, eroding confidence until people expect systems only to exist, not to serve. Understanding this hidden force alters how we see money, power, and history. Financial systems are not built solely on institutions, markets, or resources. They are built on trust, belief, and the human willingness to act as if tomorrow will resemble today. When that belief fades, everything else becomes fragile. Rebuilding it requires time, patience, and credibility restored carefully, not rushed with laws or promises. History moves slowly, but its breaks are sudden, and in that quiet rupture, we find the real lesson. The most powerful forces in finance are unseen, and yet they shape everything. For more explorations into the hidden patterns of money, trust, and power throughout history, subscribe and join us on this journey.